Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Salome Celia and I form part of a music trio together with my mother Hetty and my sister Nina. We often play for weddings and functions, so this channel is a type of a promotional portfolio of our playing. So we share some music videos once in a while, and we also post mini tutorials. Many of these are on how to lead praise and worship in your own home by playing the guitar and singing. We also share some tips, which we have picked up along the way, on how to play creative accompaniment on solo instruments, such as the violin, viola, flute, clarinet or cello. We have been through some tough times, like arriving at a new church and being expected to play with absolutely no sheet music. But we learned a lot, and I would like to pass on some of that knowledge to others who might be in the same situation, starting out on their journey. This video is going to be on one of the most basic resources when playing in a group. If you are a gig musician or play in church, you are often expected to play from a lead sheet or a chord sheet. So this is a lead sheet. You get some pretty hopeless, illegible examples along the way. You also get something called chord sheets with no notated melody. These can contain both rhythm and chords. Or, as when you're playing in church, the chord sheet will generally contain lyrics and chord symbols. It is very good to have a lead sheet. At least there is something. You're not thrown into the deep end with no clue what's going on. A lead sheet also contains the basic chord information you need, but there is also lots of artistic freedom, because you can do a lot with a single chord. Lead sheets can be used by most of the band, especially the guitarists, who know how to strum or pick the chord progression. Pianists also use it, also to play the chord progression, and singers or lead instrument players can also use the lead sheet if there is notation or if they know the melody of the song. But sometimes it's harder for us melody instruments players, such as violin, viola, etc., to make sense of lead sheet, because when we start taking on an accompaniment role in the band, in my experience, we have a tendency just to play the melody line all the time, playing safe. And once we start trying to improvise using the lead sheet, we get stuck on simply playing the root notes of the chords. In other words, if we see C seventh, we just go for what's easiest and just play C until the chord changes. But there are so many ways to use a lead sheet successfully and creatively, and that is what we'll be discussing in the upcoming episodes. Before going into those actual techniques, let's cover some quick basics. A normal alphabetical letter, which stands alone, like C, means that you basically build a happy major chord on that note. And this is the viola, so C is not going to be in the same spot as the violin. Here it is. Any letter which also has a minor, an M, like C minor, means that you build a minor chord on that note. The middle note will be one step lower. And this will sound sad. One other typical symbol is a chord with an added seventh. This means that you add a minor seventh interval to the major chord. For example, C seventh is a normal C major chord with an added seventh. And this gives a kind of a urge or a pull to go to the next chord, which is very useful. There's the seventh. C seventh wants to resolve to F major. So it has a nice pull to take you to the next chord. You get other symbols such as suspended, diminished, or augmented, but we won't go into those in this video. The good news is that playing creative instant arrangements from a lead sheet or a chord sheet is a skill that can be learned. You don't have to be some kind of a musical prodigy or genius to be able to do it. The next video, which I hope to post soon, will be on the number one most basic tool or technique in playing from a lead sheet. So please stick around for that, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.